Morning guys, welcome back. And we've got a bit of sunshine this morning. Okay, up early as always. So I've got to be back for 11 o'clock. It's 8:30 at the moment. So I'm going down to get the car cleaned. Obviously had all the wheels done now and I want it to look good. Get a bit of breakfast while that's being done and get some fuel. Bit of traffic here. So I've promised in the last video I'd bring you up to speed with what's been happening with the car over the last 7 months. I'm sure you all noticed that we've got a different front bumper on it. I'm going to cover that in a separate video because there's a few issues with the bumper. As with everything, nothing ever goes simple. But back to today's video. What's happened over the last 7 months. Okay, the last 7 months. Right, well, work just got really busy, so everything went on hold. At the moment, the leather dash is stored in a friend's garage, so haven't really been able to do much with the interior. The exterior, as you can see from the bumper, has had some work done on it. Tight squeeze. A couple of weeks before Christmas, I had a little mishap, put the car down a ditch. Yeah, I was worried they might write it off. Mainly it was like the front left-hand corner, a little bit of damage to the wing. Mostly the bumper took the impact. So I got onto the insurance company. I've got the car insured through LV Insurance, and I've got the car insured as modified because obviously I've got the side skirts, I've got the stainless steel exhaust, I've got the wheels and the lights and that on it. And I got onto them and said, look, what's the chances I want to upgrade to the GT3 style front bumper? It seems a bit silly for you to put a brand new front bumper on the car only for me to rip it off a few months later and replace it. And they were good enough to fit the bumper for me. So big thumbs up to LV, good job. So you want your car insured by someone that appreciates what you've got. They're good people, they really are. So that also is kind of, because as I said, I've got 2 projects in mind for the car, which is the interior and the exterior. So that kind of swapped from the interior to the exterior. So I don't know where I'm going now with which. At the moment it looks like I'm working on both projects at the same time. Shit happens. So then after the Christmas, a few months after the Christmas, I parked up one day and had a load of what we refer to as chocolate milkshake, oil and water mixed, coming out the overflow underneath the rear wheel of the car. And that was like, oh shit, panic stations, this is going to be serious and it's going to be expensive. So pulled the cap off in the boot and all the brown sludge actually started oozing up out of the overflow tank in the boot. I had to chuck some rags in there on the quick to stop it pouring out in the boot. So I was pretty convinced at that point that we'd probably kill the head gasket. It was going to be mega expensive. When I checked the oil, no contamination in the oil. Oil was completely fine, though it was right down on the very bottom of the dipstick. So clearly the oil was getting into the cooling system, but the water from the cooling system wasn't getting into the oil. It was a one-way thing going on. Now, I've got to be honest, in all my years with a car, I've never come across that. It's nearly always like the two mix. The oil mixes with the water and the water mixes with the oil. So, did a fair bit of investigating on good old Google, and it all pointed to a problem with the oil cooler. So we got a replacement oil cooler off of Ian up in Colchester. So big thanks to Ian getting that to me. And when you change the oil cooler, you have to change the seals, which are not expensive. And we couldn't test. I mean, Ian did the cooler for me at a very, very good price. And quite frankly, what it would have cost to have the old oil cooler tested would have increased the price ridiculously. But we think it probably wasn't the oil cooler. We actually think it was probably the seals themselves that had gone, because it went just after we had that really cold spell. So I think the weather and the temperature, probably old seals, they were just like the final nail in the coffin. So it was probably the seals. The oil cooler is actually quite straightforward to change. It's just a case of taking the black plastic pipe off that feeds your air from your air filter round to the throttle body. So you take the air pipe off, that allows you access to the oil cooler. And it was only, I can't remember whether it was those like torque bolts or 10mm bolts, but 4 small bolts and it's off. You have got to be a little bit careful with it like chucking oil everywhere when you take it off, so you're going to need loads of rags to keep the mess all cleaned up. And be a bit careful, because there's an access hole in the bell housing. The last thing you want is oil going in there. So that solved that problem. A couple of weeks after that, the ratchet went on the handbrake, so the handbrake wouldn't stay on. So again, thanks to Ian supplying a handbrake. Again, not a big job. I think it was about an hour. And it's a nice job because you're sitting in the car with the radio on so you're warm. About 9 screws to get the centre console out. Centre console's very easy to get out, and then 4 bolts to change the handbrake. Very, very simple job. It's handy to know because, as you know from the interior project, I want to improve the quality of the centre console. And I was umming and ahhing over whether to do it in a carbon fibre finish or silver. Now I'm going to do it silver, so I now know how easy it is to get out. And I'm hoping to get together with Nick and do a video. Nick's going to paint it for me, that Cars and Scars. And hopefully we're going to do a video showing you like the taking out the centre console and the process of painting the centre console in silver. It's the same colour as the car, same body as the body colour. So that was that. Then the big thing, now I was going to go to Monaco this year, and I was going to do like the re-kickstart the channel with a video from Monaco. The night before I was supposed to leave, the arm that operates the thrust race in the gearbox snapped. Actually snapped and bent right in half, so we lost the clutch. So then me and Clive spent a week, instead of being in Monaco, we spent a week pulling the bloody gearbox out to change that and put that in. And again, thanks to Ian for supplying that, and thanks to Clive for his assistance with changing the oil cooler and ripping the gearbox out. Getting the gearbox out is an involved job, but it's not a particularly difficult job, just long and drawn out. So that really is about it. It's definitely, as always with my car, I've got to turn around here, I've just gone the wrong way talking to you guys. As always with my car, it's a bit of a love-hate relationship, but that brings you up pretty much to speed on where we are. Now, as I say, I will do a video with the bumper in more depth because it's not finished. It's one of those things where you've got to learn to live with it. And so I'll go into that in more detail in another video for you on that. Thank you for all the kind comments coming back, and I will speak to Clive. I was asked to do a video about the clutch. Obviously we're not going to pull the gearbox back out again, that's ridiculous, but I will speak to Clive about trying to do a sort of tutorial type video on the clutch layout, because we do have a subscriber that has a problem with the clutch. So I hope that kind of brings you up to speed with what's been happening with the car. As you know, last couple of days I had the wheels refurbed, so we got the new front bumper, the wheels have been refurbed, so she's looking in pretty good shape for the summer. I will be, Mike asked, I will be going to Simply Porsche this year. I've already told my boss I want the day off. I'm not missing it this year. I missed it last year because the car was playing up, and I'm not going to miss it this year. I want to be there this year. There's a few other things coming up that are going on that I'm going to go to. Nadie, the young lady that's going to be handling my Facebook page and rebuilding the website and that, she will be listing the events and things that are coming up and the ones that I will be trying to get to. So with that, I'll get back to you with more. Lost the plot there a bit. Yeah, so going to leave it at that for the day now. The car's going to go and be washed. I'll give you some pictures of the car after it's been washed, because hopefully it's going to look stunning with the new bumper and the wheels all refurbed. While the car's being washed, I'm going to go and get some breakfast. By that time, I've got to then get back into work, because I've got to meet someone at 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching, as always. Please subscribe. Please click the like. If there's anything you'd like to see or like to know, let me know in the comments box. And click on that bell thing so you get notified as soon as I bring out new videos and content. Right, I'm off for breakfast. I'll leave you with some photos of the car after it's been cleaned. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. I've fed my face. Not only that, the car's been washed. We're just walking back to it now. So was a bit rushed the other day, plus the car was filthy dirty. So let's try and get some better shots of it now it's clean and looking its best.